This one is in 1916 after he's come off the line, contrasted with one that I assume was taken before he went to war, and you can see a little bit of difference in his face, you know?
A long-standing mystery at the Galt Museum was recently solved by collection assistant Ruth Ann LeBlanc.
This uniform, prior to the mystery being solved, didn't have the donor information known. So basically the information of who the donor was disconnected from the uniform.
LeBlanc says the museum didn't know who the uniform belonged to for over 40 years.
Sergeant John Shield, who it belonged to, donated it in 1965 before the city operated the museum while it was still under the control of the Lethbridge Historical Society. So it came in 65, and sometimes paperwork gets lost, and that's what happened in this case.
LeBlanc says after pinpointing who owned the jacket, they were able to dig in and find out a little more about John's life.
We found out tons of information. So we've been in contact with two of his daughters and one of his grandsons. John was born in England in May 1886 to Thomas W. Shield and Mary Jane Shield. They moved to Canada in 1912, settling just south of Fort Macleod. Jack enlisted in February 1915, went overseas in August of 1915, and served with the 8th Battalion while he was overseas. He started, of course, as private, as so many soldiers did. He was promoted to Lance Corporal in October 1917, to Corporal in November of 1917, and Sergeant in January of 1918. And his younger brother Joseph actually served in the 8th Battalion as well, but he was unfortunately killed 2 days after his 20th birthday in January 1918.
LeBlanc says she is currently doing a clothing audit of pieces at the Galt, and this is a great example of how the work can turn out. For Go, I'm Fallon Wagner.